So a claim was submitted in March, and they got a response fairly quickly, and it then went to a dispute resolution procedure. That dispute resolution procedure was then followed through to its natural end, and at that point they were still unhappy with the results. And what was offered to the entire company was a company-wide review by an external entity in exactly the same way as we've done in the Gibraltar Electricity Authority, and as Unite requested us to do in the Gibraltar Electrical Authority. So the process has been followed. The dispute resolution procedure has gone through its natural course. It's just that the result was not necessarily one that they wanted.
Let me ask you at what level the water reserves were at the time of the strike.
So the water reserves were just under 48,000 metres cubed. What actually occurred, and I think I have to separate out what happened here. So I got an email from the management of Aquagib telling me that that industrial action had been declared, telling me the level of stock, and telling me that we had 4 to 5 days of water. At that point, I got the Chief Minister involved because that is where civil contingencies kick in. So the issue there was that Gibraltar was going to be running out of water in 4 to 5 days. So as a government, we then have to make sure that the water supply and the continuity of the water isn't affected in any way, shape or form. So there is a very clear separation, and I think this separation we need to state it very clearly. Of course, workers always have a right to strike, and of course they have an ability to walk out in protest if they feel that they so need to. What they cannot do is affect the continuity of the water supply to Gibraltar.
4 to 5 days means what percentage, at what percentage level were the reserves?
So the reserves, there had been maintenance works going on in the previous week, so the reserves weren't at 100%. I can't give you a clear answer as to exactly what percentage of the reserves there was available, but what the information that I was given was that the water that was available was the water supply that Gibraltar would need for 4 to 5 days.
Given the water crisis we had in 2022, wasn't there a commitment to ensure that those levels were always at maximum?
So the levels are usually at maximum. There is continuously maintenance works being carried out, and having levels of 48,000 metres cubed is deemed to be an appropriate level because you have 4 to 5 days to have those stock levels go up. So what effectively is happening is that the stock levels should be increasing on a day-to-day basis.
Minister, if the maximum capacity is 70,000 cubic metres, that means that we were just slightly under 70% capacity. Is that acceptable?
That is the norm, because what actually happens is that we have several RO plants which need to have maintenance carried out. So when maintenance is carried out in one of the plants, then the stock levels drop slightly. But if we have water for 4 to 5 days, for example, with levels of 48,000, the 100% would guarantee you water for 6 to 7 days. So that gives you an idea of where we are. So the immediate concern wasn't the industrial action. That was almost a byproduct of what was happening. The immediate concern was that the plants had been turned off. They'd actually gone into work that morning and turned the plants off, which would have caused Gibraltar to stay without water.
One final question on that. The emergency line to Spain, which was spoken about, which was, we last reported, was 80% complete. Is there any update on that?
It's pretty much as I said in my last parliamentary answer, so there is no update on that.